Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Herbisaurs Decade Challenge. We are approaching the last quarter of the season, and we are in a pretty interesting spot. Sitting at 28 and 26, we have a -4 run differential, and we are sitting in third place in the division with 2 games back of the Wild Pigs. And as we finished off the last episode, which it has been a minute since I've recorded, there was a few decisions I was trying to make on roster moves, and I have ultimately come to a decision. So let's take a look at what we plan to do. First is upgrade our backup catching position. So I'm going to be getting rid of Scout Godarone, and we're going to be bringing in Sponge Dryden. He is 1 million under his price point, but this should be, chemistry-wise, won't affect us. It's going to be an extra increase in cost here, but we're pushing all in for the end of the season. And tier 2 RBI hero will be pretty nice on our backup catcher. So let's go ahead. Plus a much more viable option as a backup catcher when we need it. So we spent a little bit of money to hedge our bets there behind the plate. And actually, I would still like Fiona to be our starting catcher, but we'll probably see a little bit of Sponge getting some starts here, sponging up some starch there. Next move is going to be an upgrade in the infield, and that is we're going to move on from Butt Puckerton here. It was just a cheap option initially, not really anything we plan to have future state, so we're going to move on from him, and we will be bringing back Grunt Manley. So I know he didn't have a great season so far. We got rid of him. He's right back at his price point. He was originally getting paid 9.5, so we're paying him 1.1 million more. But I just think he is a much more talented player, and if we're really pushing all in, this is the move we want to make here. So we're going to upgrade in the infield. Actually, a decent option at third base wherever Henry Hamster is struggling, or we want a little bit of a boost on the offensive side of things. And Peak Physique only can play first base, so Grunt has some flexibility there. And then the last move is going to be in the outfield. We're going to move on from Steve-O Reeves here. Always like him as a bench bat. I think he's a solid player, but and he upgraded with the Mind Gamer trait, but we're going to move on from him, and we're going to be bringing in Hefe Manzano. Hefe has tier 3 tough out. That'll boost his contact up by 50, up to 87. When he has 2 strikes, and he's not a slouch in the outfield either. So this will be a nice option for us. We save a little bit of money as well. Not really something we're worried about right now, but this should be a move for still a decent bench bat, a better coverage in the outfield, and a tier 3 trait. So sitting at 5 million in surplus, and that means that we're going to have to slow down in our development. But we are going all in because we only have 18 games left. We're sitting at 28 and 26, but we are still in the running for the Beast division. And remember that the challenge also includes the fact that you must win the division. There is no wild card option, so it's all or nothing. So what I will plan to do is we already did some development here, and I don't think we can really afford to do anything else, and definitely not going to do this one for Milo. Is I am going to start moving forward through the season. Over the last 3 games, we watched Jem Quilita, then Dick Lucas, and then last episode we watched Warren Yount pitch. So I would like to try and sneak in a Wagyu to Kobe start here. Remember, he ended up gaining K Collector from the free agent pool before we brought him in. So we got a really good deal on him, and hopefully he can develop a little bit more. I would like to potentially see him be a mainstay on this team going forward, despite being crafty. I think he could be a really nice boost for us. So with that, let's go ahead and view the schedule, and we'll kind of work our way through this. I won't watch this one from the Blowfish. Let's actually see who the top teams are. It's the Blowfish, the Nemesis, and the Heaters. The Moonstars and the Moose are all in the top of the Super Conference as well. Nemesis and Heater leading the Mega Conference, but I don't know if we really play the other conference here. So let's see. We'll just kind of sim ahead about 5 games at a time, as we typically do. We'll do these 5 games right here, 2 against the Blowfish, and then 3 against the Freebooters. So we are currently 28 and 26. Let's see how we do in this one. We should have watched it because we won 6-3, but I'm going to skip ahead. 32 and 27 with a plus 10 run differential, so that is a huge jump for us, and a significant boost to our chances at the playoffs here. So really excited about that. This next game is going to be against the Mega Conference and against a competitive team in the Buzzards. So we might actually look at watching that one here in just a second. But let's see what happened since we started the video. We have development for Hamster with a chance to gain Noodle Arm. I'm not really interested in that. Plus he's 30, so probably won't develop him. We do see Enrique Goyo available in the free agent pool at 19, but would have a tier 3 bad jumps trait and tier 2 base rounder, which I don't think is very helpful. There's an opportunity for us to get rid of easy jumps on Gem Quilita, which would be really, really nice, but she's 32. I don't know if we spend the extra money there. Won't spend on Hefe. Might do this one for Morton Stanberg. We have Tantrum available as Ella Royds got signed. Ella would have been an interesting option if we were focusing on crafty instead of competitive. Won't develop Sponge Dryden. And I am going to take a quick note of this one, as again, I document these developments as they come. So after game 59, Fiona Clark has, in the first season, she gets a -2 at age 24 to her arm, which is really frustrating. She doesn't change her rating, though, which is nice. Everyone that is being dropped is considered crafty traits, and I'm just not interested. Seymour Sox is available as an outfield option, but not really up our alley for what we're looking for. So let's look at development here. No to Sponge, no to Milo. Yes, I would probably do this one for Morton. Power and speed are really, really nice, and fielding is helpful as well. We have 5 games for that one, so we'll probably come back to that. Gem Quilita. I just don't know if it makes sense to spend this money. We have 1.8 million, and essentially between these two, we're going to be spending all of our money. So it's a matter of, is that all we want to do for development for the end of the season? I don't think so. I do think this one for Morton is a good idea. I just don't think Gem Quilita is going to last past this season. So I probably won't develop this one for her. Instead, let's go 5 games and then buy this one for Morton Stanberg, because I do like this one a lot. Plus the good chances for extra bonuses there. All right, so looking at the schedule, we have the Buzzards, Grapplers. The next game would be the Wild Pigs. That is a... Wild Pigs are sitting 1.5 games behind us. I think we sim the 4 games and we do that one against the Wild Pigs, where we can watch Wagyu Takobi in that one. We'll see how we do there. So I think that's a much more enjoyable matchup. Although this one looks winnable for us with Bradley Bowler on the mound. I'm going to keep moving forward. Let's go ahead and sim ahead to this one against the Wild Pigs. So it's a 4-game simulation here up to game 64. Go ahead and see how we do. 32 and 27. We go 34 and 29. So we go 2-2 there. Plus 8 run differential. We keep our 1-game lead against the Wild Pigs in the in the division. Things are getting really, really tight. All right, so Grunt has development. He's 32. Probably won't do it. Elijah Gobelson gets dropped. Might look at him. He's a good utility infield option, and he's young at 20. We have Lynetta Betta getting some development here in game 62. At age 30, she gets +2 velocity, so we'll take that. Okay. Next is, after game 63, Sponge Dryden loses 6 speed. So if anything to regress, it's speed for the catcher. I'm fine with that. and he holds his overall. Lynetta Betta keeps her overall. All right, so we'll go to this one first. Morten Stamberg. He has one game left, but I'll just pay for it now. What are we at? Game 63? Yep, game 63. We're going to do this one for Morten. So I think we'll just do this one for Morten for now. It's going to cost us $616,000. Let's see what we can get out of it. So 1 power, 1 speed, 1 fielding. 12.5 for power. We won't get it. Can we get the bonus speed? Not needed, but always helpful. No, we won't. So just 1 power plus 1 speed and plus 1 fielding. And will this get him at a boost? It will not. Just a slight increase to his attributes. That'll be all for development for now. And let's go ahead and take a look at Elijah Gobelson here, as I am interested in the young infielder. Where are you at, Elijah? Okay, so he's spirited, so that's reasonable. He's got 41 power, 45 contact, which is actually pretty decent as a backup option. He's just really slow, but he could be an option for us to consider, like, as we move on from a guy like Grunt Manley. He might be the guy that we would bring in. I guess I can also bring in or watch Digafordo, but I've been actively avoiding him just due to the fact of our other series that we're running. Can't really consider Hanzo Majiko, although he is interesting to me. He's crafty, and we're already limited in our crafty options between Tacoby and Hamster. So probably won't look at that option unless we readjust the team in the offseason. Whopper Batsman really has to get his stuff figured out. I was really wanting him to be a surprise piece in this franchise, but he has been playing so poorly for us. All right, I think it's going to be worth us to watch this game, at least to start. We're facing off against Hugs Lavelle, and she's not having a great season, so there's a good chance that we can find some success here. I'm just going to use the suggested lineup. We have a tense Physique, a tense Stokes, and Stewart here, which isn't ideal. They're putting Dryden in right field for Boomhauer, who's injured. I don't like this. Oh, man. Oh, boy. I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. We're going to watch this one. Let's use the standard home uniform against the Wild Pigs, who they don't have that one. They have some good speed with Bloop Michaels and Spanky Wagner. Oh geez, Man and Moon and Flash Evans, and even Frank Battery. So they have a good enough speed that I want to have Fiona Clark behind the plate. So I'll just leave it as is. Our option would be to go to Chili Little or Jefe Manzano. I'm just going to leave it as is. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's play ball. Let's get into a little bit of this game. See how it goes at Parque Jardineros, home of the Herbisaurs. Wild Pigs running right up on our heels, about a game behind us. And we have we have 8 games left in the season after this one. So we'll see how we can do. Can we hold on to the division lead? Let's go ahead and get started. Tacoby with a 3.97 average or ERA this season. Gets a line out from Alba to Stokes. And Bloop Michaels, who is batting .266 with 6 home runs and 18 RBIs this season. Always a threat offensively. And Tacoby, who we brought in because of that Tier 3 K Collector trait. We'll see if we can get it activated. Here it is. Pretty solid look there at what K Collector does with Tacoby, and he gets the strikeout. So Tacoby says goodbye to Bloop Michaels, and that's 2 quick outs. Wagner is actually having a really great season, 11 home runs and 35 RBIs, so Bloop Michaels is having a down year. Wagner's terrifying. First pitch, Slayer is gone. There he goes. So Wagner goes deep to left field, off the stairs and into the stands. And we're going to skip through that one. 400. Wagner's 12th RB home run of the year. We were talking about how terrifying he looks, and there it was. So Hardman comes up, locked in. Tier 2 power versus righties activated. Tier 2 high pitch on any pitch in the top half of the zone. First pitch is high pitch, and it's fouled off. Ball low and away, or low and in, excuse me. Pushed foul and a 1-2 count. K Collector activates for Wagyu. Ball high. Ball misses outside. Full count. 2 outs. Hardman takes strike 3 at the top of the zone. But a home run from Wagner gets the Wild Pigs the lead here early. 1-0. Hugs Lavelle will come out to the mound for the Wild Pigs. We'll start things off with Morton Stamberg, who's locked in. Pretty hot as of late, but still batting .243 on the season with only 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. Fouled off a high pitch. It's out of play. Lavelle with a 5.29 ERA on the season. Another one popped up, and that one's going to get out of play. 1-2 count. Gets him swinging. Strike 3. Morton Stamberg goes down. Next, Henry Hamster. Third baseman we were looking at getting rid of, but we've stuck around because he's been playing decently well. .296 average. 6 home runs, 23 RBIs. Starts with a ball. And a slow grounder to second. Bloop over to first, out number 2. Now Grunt Manley, who has had a season to forget. He left the team for a little while, came back. He's our primary DH in these circumstances. And he'll ground one off the end of the bat to short. Snag Roper and Bloop Michaels in the middle of the infield is pretty terrifying defensively. It's a 1-0 lead for the Wild Pigs as we head to the top of the second. Man and Moon locked in with Tier 2 power versus righties. Batting .273. 6 home runs, 21 RBIs for the veteran. And he'll ground a short. Easy play for Stewart. Even while tense, he still makes an easy play there.
Number 16.
And Flash Evans, batting .220 with 3 home runs and 19 RBIs, is locked in. He's had a bit of a hot streak as of late. Jacoby's ERA sitting at 4.08 after the home run. Gives up a base hit here, and Flash Evans with the speed will be on first with 1 out.
Designated hitter, number 22.
DH Ernie Blings comes up, batting .202, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, has Tier 2 Little Hack, which really helps to offset the low contact, as you'll see activated here. Great power. And he'll pull to peak to Stewart, back to peak. Double play ends the inning, so you have to hurry with Flash Evans on the base pads, and that's exactly what happened there. Great turn from Physique as they went back and forth. So 3-6-3 for the double play to end the inning there. Quiet second, and we had to the bottom of the inning where we were quiet in the top or the bottom of the first. Dryden comes up locked in. Falls behind 0-2 quickly. Ball misses low. Ball in the dirt again. 2-2 count here for Dryden. Yes, Tier 2 RBI hero, but only with runners on scoring position, which he doesn't have here. He swings through strike 3, hugs Lavelle's second strikeout of the day. Physique comes up tense, but having a solid season, batting .303 with 5 home runs and 15 RBIs. See if he can get out of the tense mojo here. 1-1 count. He pushes one foul. It's going to land in the stands. 1-2 count here, and Lavelle will get him to foul one off. Staying alive here. Physique will foul off again. I think I want to get rid of his little cage in front of his helmet there. 2-2. Physique pulls one into left field just past the diving third baseman. And we have our first runner aboard here in the bottom of the second. Physique gets his mojo back to neutral. And with 1 out, Yoink Sachs will come up. Not known for his hitting abilities. Batting .203 with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. Has stuck around due to his talent in the outfield. Takes a ball high, 2-0 count, excuse me. Pulls foul here. Missing an opportunity with a 2-0 count. And the count evens 2 apiece. Yoink will take a ball outside, just misses the corner. Full count, and he hits one off the end of the bat. It's going to bloop into left field, down in front of the slow-footed Hardman, and it will still hold the runner at second as Physique had to make sure that ball got down. It was too close to call, and so he has to be cautious. But we have a runner on first and second with only 1 out for Fiona Clark. She's batting .366 on the season with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. Tier 2 power versus lefties. We'd love to see one of those shots here. She takes 2 quick strikes and a ground ball up the middle. Bloop already shaded up the middle in double play depth, and they're able to clear the bases and end the inning. Missed opportunity there for the Herbisaurs offense, and we go to the top of the third.
Number 23.
Roper will get his first at-bat. Solid hitter, but quiet this season, batting .223. Only 1 home run and 14 RBIs. Jacoby is locked in. Get a grounder to second base. Stokes, who's tense, will get it over to Physique, out number 1. And number 9 hitter, bottom of the order, is Frank Battery. .213, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Pretty actually decent on the base paths, despite having the tier 2 base jogger. 2 quick strikes, and K Collector activates against the catcher. Ball misses just inside on the slider. There it is, change up for strike 3 to Kobe. Trying to get the crowd into this ball game as we're only down by 1. You can hear him starting to make a little bit more noise as we turn to the top of the lineup for the second time. With 2 outs, Alba will ground slowly, and Wagyu will find it in his glove. Just off the mound, a 1-2-3 third. We go to the bottom of the inning, it's still 1-0. Wild Pigs with the lead. Off the Wagner home run back in the first. So we will go 8-9-1, starting with Stokes. Annabella not having a great season, also tense right now, but she pulls one down the left field line, but she's early. It's going to land in the stands, handling foul. 1-1. Pushes up the middle. Diving play from Snag. Roper gets up and throws it in time. Annabella, if she's not tense, is probably reaching in time there. Great play from Roper with tier 2 magic hands. You saw him flying over to that one, and Lavelle is locked in. Now here comes Milo Stewart, who's tense, batting .278. 19 RBIs on the season, so he's been productive despite the power numbers being low, which we expect from him. 1-2 count, fouls one off. Misses outside from Lavelle, 2-2. There's strike 3 called, and now Stewart is rattled. Hopefully that doesn't play a factor on the defensive side of things. But Morton Stanberg will come up to the plate, still locked in despite going 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch changeup for strike 1, or screwball. I think that was the screwball too. 1-1 count. Hold foul. Ball misses inside. 2-2 count with 2 outs. And Stanberg will push 1 foul. Oh, he gets fooled at the top of the zone. Lavelle on another level right now. We go to the top of the 4th. We're still down 1-0. And Blue Michaels will come up for his second time. We'll see how Jacoby handles this one. He's still locked in, about to throw his 30th pitch of the game. And it's taken for a strike. Pulled from the outside part of the plate, and Bloop didn't get a good contact on that, so an easy play from Hamster.
Number 26, Spanky Wagner.
1 down, and Wagner will come up. He is the only one that's found success against Jacoby today. He's locked in. First pitch Slayer. Popped up. Foul territory. Stanberg giving chase. Up against a wall. And he doesn't leap for it. It's going to bounce off the wall, and it's a foul. 1-1 count. Wagner pulls 1 foul. And now K Collector will activate. Can he get the best of Wagner? He does! Strikeout swinging. Wagner looks fooled there. So they both get the best of each other in those last 2 at-bats. 2 down for Hardman. Will have power versus righties activated. Wagyu is locked in. Still, Hardman pulls 1 well into the right field bleachers. Almost hits the 3rd deck. And a ground ball hit hard to Hamster, but easy play for the 3rd baseman. to end the inning. So 1, 2, 3, fourth. And really, Kobe has made one mistake so far today, and that is the difference in this ball game. We go to the bottom of the inning. We'll go 2, 3, 4, starting with Hamster. We need to get some runners on base. With Hamster's speed, if he can get on, could be a good opportunity for us. Battery has a good arm behind the plate, though. Hamster takes strike 2, and it's an 0-2 count. He hits one, but off the end of the bat to deep center field. Still an easy play here for Man and Moon. One down for Grunt Manley. Average dips below 200. He pops out and foul out of play. This guy's too good to be this bad this season. Pulls one foul, 1-2 count. Lavelle still locked in. Ball misses way outside. 52 pitches for Lavelle. 3-2, full count for Manley. He takes ball 4, so works the walk, puts a runner on first. Has decent speed, so he can cruise around the bases. Don't think we can get him into scoring position for Dryden here. High pressure. Dryden, who was locked in, struck out last time. He pops up here to left field for Hardman, and Manley will head back to first base. 2 down. Missed opportunity to maybe capitalize there. Physique has a base hit today. See if he can find maybe an alley, get a run around to tie this ball game. Takes strike 1 on the curve. Physique checks and holds on ball 1 low and in. Outside. Good eye from Physique. And just at the last second decides to swing. Fouls it off. 2-2, 2 outs. Fouls off another one. And we'll keep fighting here. Over 60 pitches now from Lavelle. She gets strike 3. Physique goes down, and another runner left on base, the third one of the game for the Herbisaurs. To the bottom of the 5th we go. 5, 6, 7 for the Wild Pigs due up, starting with Man and Moon, who's still locked in. He's 0 for 1. Power versus righties activated. And ground ball up the middle, and a rattled Milo Stewart will not be able to get to that one. Allows the base hit to lead off the inning. Now we have Flash Evans, who's got a single today. High pressure. Kobe still locked in. Gets the first pitch swinging strike 1. Elite speed over at first base and Moon. K Collector activates on the 0-2. Ball low and away. Fiona Clark ready to throw this one. Wild slider there from Kobe. And a fastball is pushed foul. 2-2. Ground ball double play would be nice, but it would be really hard. And Flash Evans, way late, swings the sword right through that one for strike 3. Out number 1, and Ernie Blings, who already grounded into a double play, will come up for his second time. We're at max pressure now. So Moon, who's locked in, getting an extra boost from his mojo. Blings falls behind 0-2. K Collector locks in along with Little Hack. Hold foul here. Little Hack stays active. I said K Collector locks in. K Collector activates. Good block from Fiona Clark there. Pushed foul here. 1-2 still with only 1 out. Blings up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. Rounding second and will hold is Moon. As despite Noodle Arm activating, you can still see how strong an arm Yoink Sax is in center field. 2 on, 1 out for Roper. Best play here would be a double play. Best outcome. 1-1 count. Kobe still locked in despite 2 base hits here. And Roper center field. This one's into the corner, and it will get out of here. And I think that'll do it for us, folks. Roper gets a 3-run homer, and that puts them up 4-0. And we will finish the rest of this ball game here. As they were about to pull Kobe, he was doing well and just ran into a buzzsaw there. 5th inning, and something I think we've seen all too often. We end up losing 6-1. Stanberg gets a home run, but now we drop to second due to run differential behind the Wild Pigs. So very frustrating outcome there. Season's not over, but things are getting really, really tight. And holy moly, not ideal After the game ends, we see Jefe Mazzano, who we just recently brought in, get a huge -16 debuff in the field. We were just talking about how he was no slouch there. Luckily, we don't really use him. He's a backup. -16 fielding, and he drops to a C from a C+. So not ideal at all. It is what it is. All right. Well, that's the last game we're going to watch. Just checking time really quick, and we're at about the halfway point. See if we can get through the rest of this season. Yeah, I think we can. Was there anything player development-wise? No to this one for peak physique. He doesn't need... Well, we could always go with extra power, but he doesn't need pinch perfect, so we're not going to do this one for him. And Quilita, I just don't think I'll end up doing that one for her. So let's go ahead and sim ahead about 4 games here. That'll leave us with 4 games left. 34 and 34. And we jump up. Oh, man, that's huge. So we jump up to 37 and 31. I think we went 3 and 1 in that set. And we jump ahead of the Wild Pigs. The Hot Corners are now the team behind us. And they're a game and a half back. But they have a great run differential. Ours is at +8. We cannot tie against these teams. Dot DeCornis versus Gem Quilita, a really great matchup here. But let's see what's happening before we do this. After game 66, we see Gem Quilita getting +1 speed, which is useless. All right, what else happens? We have Bertha Banks be released. No, thank you. Nox Oxen, not for us. Hobbs gets... dropped by the wide loads. I don't think he's a viable candidate for us. We have Keg Gutterson. Interesting, but I don't think I think we'd pass there. Chuck Filthwick. What game is this? Game 68. Will lose 1 velocity. Still an A, though. Development for Whopper Batsman. Interesting. Might do that one. No thank you, no thank you, no thank you. I'll probably do this one since he's 23. And then this one for Chombo. I think this is one of those that we considered... No, not with Choker. If he gets rid of Choker, I'll put some extra money into him, but we're not going to spend on a guy to potentially gain a second negative pitch. He's just way too terrible for us to try and put any money into. So we'll do this one here for Whopper Batsman where I can... What, game 68? Yep, game 68. So Whopper is going to get +1 power and +1 contact, nothing else. And I can't type. No bonus power there, but that's, I think, okay. And he stays a C. All right, so we are in crunch time here. We have 5 million to work with. I don't think there's any upgrades we can consider here at any of these positions. Our bullpen, our starting rotation is all pretty solid. I don't think we can get anybody to replace Chombo here, except for by Leonardo Ramiro. Maple Ripe is a starter. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do this one right now. We could also consider either Yoink Sacks or Chili Little. And if we did Sacks, we couldn't do Hobbs, so he's not an option for us at all. You could consider a guy like Clyde Oliver here, but that would be just a huge downgrade right in the middle of our run. That wouldn't make any sense. So we're not going to do anything there. Chili Little, we would need to stay.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
So this is another one where you'd have to go with somebody like Robin Yu. Would have Steeler. That's not helpful for us. Tig Tantrum would have Mind Gamer. Not helpful for us. Not a good option out there. So yeah, we would hold on to all these pieces. There's no upgrade at shortstop, I don't think. Nope. And at third base, there's no options here to upgrade. As Kate Gunnarsson would be way too much money anyways, and he would be such a liability defensively at third. He's just a good hitter, and that's about it. So we're not going to make any moves. I guess just double checking here. Knox is the only option to consider. I do like that he is competitive, but I don't like easy target, and he's way too expensive, so I don't think we'll ever get to that point where we can afford him. So we are just going to do, I think I'm going to just do this one game at a time just to see how things go. So we're going to sim ahead to the next game against the Hot Corners. We fall behind, we take a lead, we fight back, and we win 3-2. So we're at 38 and 31. We have a 2-game lead with 3 games left to play. Things are getting really, really tight. Let's go ahead and see anything happen here. Sluggy back in the lineup, and with development for him, is that one worth it? He's 31. I don't think we... see, the fielding would be decent, but I just don't think we need to spend this money here. I'd rather hold on to it. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference if he gets it or not. Yeah, I'm going to hold on to this one. So we're not going to do that for Sluggy. Intriguing, though. All right, next game. This is our last game against the Hot Corners of a 4-game set. We've won 2 out of 3 so far. Dick Lucas versus Noah Kaiser. Can we do it? We get ahead. We fall behind. We get beat up. We get a big 3-run homer. We lose in extra innings. So we dropped to 38 and 32. But we are still 1 game ahead of the Hot Corners. It's going to be right down to the wire here. We have a juiced Warren Yount against the Heaters. It's about perfect situation we could be in, especially with Morton Stamberg on fire and Peak locked in. Did anything happen since that game ended? Development for Dick, development for Gem, and development for Sale. We're not going to do K Neglector. This one for Gem is just screaming at me. We'll do this at the end of the season if we're in the playoff, if we make the playoffs. And what's the other one? For Dick Lucas, again, we'll wait until the end of the season because he's already pitched. We won't need him before the end of the season anyways. All right. Haters with Warren Yount. We fall behind. We lose 4-0. How does a on-fire Morton Stamberg, Warren Yount, and I think that's going to end up doing it. We have to win, and we have to hope the Hot Corners lose. Who are they playing? The Hot Corners play the Grapplers, and the Grapplers are currently winning. Okay, so there's a chance. Oh boy, this is going to be scary. Sponge Dryden just took a huge power hit, by the way, after game 71. Minus 14 power, and he drops to a C+. Not a long-term player for us, so not a big deal. Not ideal right now, though. All right. We're tied with both the Moose and the Hot Corners. We have to win this last game. We're just going to simulate this one alone, and it's Wagyu on the mound against Stubby Tubrick, who's having a great season for the Platypi. They're not having a great year, though. Let's get a win here. We fall behind 2-1. We lose 4-2. All right, cool. We can't... I think they'd have to lose significantly, so we're just going to sim to the end of the season here. Damn it. I think we lost the division. In the last game of the season, we tied? That is a dagger. So the Hot Corners lost as well, but their 32-run differential is going to be what ends up giving them the division. So we went 38 and 34. We had a +2 run differential, so pretty much even all season long. We end in second place. I'm just making notes as I do this. So we went... Sorry, I'm just taking a couple of extra notes here. Damn, that sucks. We missed the playoffs. All right. So we tie with the Moose, we tie with the Hot Corners, but we don't make it in the playoffs. Now, granted, this was the worst division in the league, so if we made it in, there's a chance we wouldn't have been able to get very far. But the fact that we lost that game against the this Heaters loss was the one that hurt the most. I think we win this one, we win the division. And with Warren out juiced, there's no reason he should have lost that one. I wish we could see the box score to see what happened there. Anything happened since that game ended? No. There is development here, so let's consider this before we finish the season. Sponge, no. Gem, no. Gem's juice now, and she would be pitching the next game. Warren is 28. He has 80. Ooh, I think I'm going to do this one just to try and get him to get his loyalty up before the season ends, because we want to bring him back. Plus, if he gets an elite four-seam fastball, I love Warren Yout, so I'm going to do this one for sure. So 72. After game 72, let's do this for Warren. Come on, let's get that four-seam fastball. I don't even care about the bonus junk, but I'll take it if you get it. Nope. So +1 junk. And no bonus elite fastball. Damn it. So he gets +4 loyalty. That elite fastball or the extra junk would have helped his loyalty a lot even more. He ends the season as an A, which is where he started. I think he starts as an A. Yes, he does. No to Boomhauer. I will do this one for Dick Lucas. Actually, let's take a look. Oh, he's at 66. I don't think this is going to be worth paying for. He's 21. Why is everybody juiced? What the hell? That's so weird. I think I'm going to wait to see if he decides to come back. And if so, then I can pay for this one next season. If he decides to leave, then I won't put that money into him anyways, obviously. So we'll wait on that one. Let me check time. Okay, so we're still good on time. I want to make sure I'm efficient here so I don't lose track of everything. Let's check out league leaders. I doubt we have anybody in the league leader category, but let's take a look. Okay, Gem Quilita. She ends up number 3 in the top 10, having an amazing season with a 258 ERA, a 103 whip, and 81 strikeouts in a 1 complete game. Carouse with 4 complete games, and Ace Von Asen with 3. We'll take a look at how Warren Yout did in just a few minutes here. No one offensively in batting average, home runs, or RBIs. No one here in the percentages. No one for hits, extra base hits. At least nobody's in the strikeout category. Yoink Sacks has 15 stolen bases, second in the league. Our offense was very, very bad this season is what I'm seeing here. Gem Quilita, top 10 with ERA. We have 2 players in the saves category, both Sale and Chuck Filthwick. Quilita with a 1.03 whip, top 10 there. And 81 strikeouts is number 8 in the top 10. Chuck Filthwick and Gem Quilita both in the strikeouts per 9, and she makes the other 2 ratios. So Gem had a great year. She's 32. I don't know if I would see her coming back to this team, but I'm not opposed to it. All right, let's go ahead and check out how the team did offensively. We have Morton Stadberg leading in home runs with 8. That's not ideal. We had 20 RBIs. Actually, Henry Hamster leads the team in RBIs with 25. That is rough to see. Leading with 90 total bases is Morton. That's fine with me. Also had 8 doubles and 3 RBIs. So despite a 263 average, which isn't high, which is decent, I would say, he had a really decent year. And that made me feel a lot better after the slow start from him. Hamster did fine, although I don't think he's our best option at third base. I'll be looking for a different option there. Grunt Manley has to go. We spent the extra money to bring him back, and it just never panned out for him this season. Sponge is going to be gone. Peak Physique is somebody I would look to potentially consider bringing back, but he has stimulated and it doesn't help us. So it doesn't hurt us, but it doesn't help us either. He batted .311, which is really good, and a .922 OPS. Yoink Sacks likely gone with his regression and the fact that he has Steeler just not really fitting the team. Fiona Clark had a really solid year, batting .318, which is really impressive Love what I saw out of her. Would like to develop her more. She's young. Annabella Stokes had a really tough season, and she gained Mind Gamer, which brought her up to a B+, but was kind of counterproductive since it's not a trait we will lean into. Stewart had an okay season. I would maybe look to keep him, but I'm also not interested in keeping him around. Sluggy did not produce the way he should have for how much we were paying him for, so would likely look for a different right field option. And Chili Little, despite being young, I just don't think he's a good fit for the team. Whopper's cheap. I really wanted him to pan out, but he didn't look good at all this season in spot playing time. Might look to get somebody else there, but also doesn't hurt to keep him around if he's affordable. Manzano's probably going to go. And then pitching-wise, we already knew what we were getting from Jem Quilita, but I think Warren is going to be our ace next year. I don't think I can keep affording both of them. Dick Lucas and Wagyu Takobi are both young, developable options, and I would like to see them stick around, but I would look to see what other options are available. Sal, he's older. What is he? He's 28, so I could see him sticking around. What is he? Trait-wise, or I mean, chemistry-wise, he's disciplined, so that's fine. So we have Sale we could keep around. Horace Heimlich I like, so I was glad to bring him onto the team. He pitched pretty well. Chombo's likely gone, but he only pitched in 4 games, which is good. So we could keep him around just being cheap and young. Filthwick pitched well, and so did Lynette Abetta. Our bullpen was elite, honestly. So it's a shame we couldn't use them more. But I think our pitching staff did pretty well. I wish better from Dick and Wagyu, but it was just our offense was really lackluster this season, and we still almost snuck into the playoffs there. So overall, I think there's a lot of opportunity for some changes in the offseason. So let's go ahead and start the playoff. Actually, one last thing. I just want to check and see if any young players... Oh, I didn't even see Jovita Pulo was released. Any young players that we would be interested in that are at price? No, everybody's a little too much. We could look at getting Dig. He's 1 million. And he's competitive, so it would be one extra player we could keep around. I probably won't do this. Maybe in the off season. But yeah, no one else here is viable to bring in that would make sense. Yeah. So let's go ahead and just get into the re-sign phase, and I will do a peek at the offseason and who's in the free agent pool before we finish the episode. So start the playoffs here. And of course we missed. It's going to be the number 1 Moonstars versus the Hot Corners, and then the number 1 Nemesis versus the Grapplers. Let's simulate through the playoffs. The Nemesis knock off the Moonstars. Both one teams make it to the finals, but in a 4-game series, the Nemesis end up winning 3-1. Or in a 5-game series, they win 3 of 4 to win the first championship in this decade. So that'll bring us to the re-sign phase. And I am going to be doing a little bit of messing around with some stuff in the off season, but let's go ahead and just run through this. We have already done inventory of the team. Fiona, I'd like to keep around as much as possible. She's at 94%. I'll try and bring her in and keep her there. Okay, great. Then we have Sponge Dryden. We'll get rid of him. He's overpaid right now and not likely to be a mainstay on the team. Grunt Manley, I am going to let him go. It was a disappointment and he's getting slightly overpaid. Peak Physique, I'll keep him at his price. Just 1.1 million over his value, or under his value. He did pretty decent. I will likely look for other options, though, at first base. Stokes, I'd like to keep her around. She's way under her value. But I would look at other options here. She's 22. I wanted her to develop more, but the traits just don't really lend themselves to this team. Whopper's cheap. He's under his price. We'll keep him around for now. We'll look at other options, though. Hamster had a pretty solid season. We'll keep him for now. He's 30, though. Don't know how long we'll keep him, though. All right, and then Milo Stewart is still over his price. So we're going to let him go. Might look to bring him back. A great defender, and he actually played decently well. Actually, I'll bring him back at his current price. No, I'm going to release him. Morton played really well. He's asking for less than what he's worth, and he's currently valued at less than what he's worth. We're going to roll the 99 here, and he comes back. Manzano, he's cheap. He's way underpriced. I'll bring him back for now. We'll look to replace him, though. Sachs is at his price point. I'll keep him for now. Sluggy is... I'll roll the dice, because at 10-8, we're getting a really good steal on him, and he is a good hitter, but I'm likely going to replace him in right field. All right, so he comes back. Chili, same thing. We'll keep him for now, but look for other options. We have Jem Quilita. She's at 97. I want to bring her back now, and then we'll see if we need to make any changes in the offseason here. So 97% chance. Number 3 in the MVP vote. She's going to come back under value by over $1 million. Warren, right at his price point. We're going to keep him. This is a guy I want to have as the star of the team over this decade.
Up your life with hungover lighting.
Dick Lucas,
just
21 years old.
Too bright.
94% chance to come back just under his price. Let's do it. And then Wagyu Takobi's worth 5.8. We'll bring him back at his price. Thankfully, Sal wants to come back at his value, 11-1. Let's do it. Chuck Filthwick is under his price. We will do the same for him. Probably look to replace one of those two, just because of the cost. More likely Chuck because he's older. Horace, getting $4 million. He's worth 3.9. I'll pay for this right now because we'll likely see him develop more. Chombo, he's worth 2. Asking for 2.9. We're not going to give him that, but I'll bring him back for this for now. And lastly, Lynetta Betta is underpriced. We'll roll the dice here. And she says no at 92%. That's okay. I'm not a big closer guy. We were paying her a decent amount, but we just had limited options in the bullpen. So we'll look to get a better consideration at in the bullpen for the team. So that brings us to the offseason. We have gotten rid of 4 players. We will likely change out more of these. But let's see who is available. Ooh. Okay, so we have Stanley. We have Buttons Bunnerson, Steamboat Wissell, Spectaculo, Gasser Morris, and Donk O all available in the free agent pool. Nobody retired. Let me just double check that I don't have it. Oh, it is hidden. So sorry about that. Okay, so we have Charlie freaking Lopez is retired, lefty South Palm, Marvin Steed, and Grace Lupinovich, all much older, 39 and 37 years old. I'm checking time really quick. Okay, we're going to do this pretty quick. I'm going to essentially just check a couple of things here. One is big players that have competitive traits, and who are the rookies, or at least the young players that are coming in. So we hop over here. We'll start with, we'll sort by this. I'm already seeing, holy shit. We're going to look at him in a minute. I'm very excited already. Let's take a look at traits. Damn it, I was really hoping that there was going to be a tough out trade or something from Andre Vaux there. Looking at traits, I'm sorry, but I'm going to skip here for a second because we're going to come back to him in a moment. Buttons with Sprinter. Probably won't bring him in. That's expensive. He's 26, though. Severus Pena is 19 with K Collector and an elite slider. Shit. That might be our replacement of Jem Quilita. Him with Warren Yount could be crazy. We also have Jacques Softin. Probably not going to bring him in. Ratonda Black at 23 years old is a really ideal option to replace. But Severus, oh my gosh, now it's like, do you go Severus for Warren Yount and Black for Quilita? Would be really intriguing. And then there's Ace Von Asen. Black's just about the same price, and Ace is 7 years older. The K Collector there is pretty interesting. Oh my god, I'm so fascinated by these options. All right, I'll go down a little bit, maybe through the B pluses, and we'll look for any orange traits we can see. I'm not really looking at anything else. Just looking for orange traits to see A lot in the top. We haven't seen a good orange trait in a long time. Evan Chukov could be an option, but he's crafty. Yeah, so not a lot of good options here in the competitive traits. This is a shame. Aviana Donaldson is an option, but she's crafty. Dang it. All right, so not really anything that we can get excited about with the orange traits, except for at the top, at the very top heavy. Now let's sort by age. All right, there we go. We get to see Andre Vo. He is a better version of Sluggy Boomhauer. Great hitter, terrible fielder. I guess not good, but not terrible. Power versus righties would be at tier 2. Low pitch at tier 2. This guy could be a menace. And we could probably pay him about as much as we're paying. Sluggy's getting 10-8. Oh, this would be an 18-4. I think he's too expensive for us. I think I'd rather bring in Pena and spend on the pitching side versus bringing in Vo. I don't know. I don't think I'll be waiting for you all to see this before I go through the off season, but yeah, we'll think about this one. We have Kaysen Hackett here. Solid first base option. I like him. We have Kareem East. Catcher, not really that special to me, and he's too slow for his utility outfield option. Geronimo McCarthy, funny name. Don't really like what I see there. Alika Bassinet. That's a decent pitching option. Enrique Goyo, no. Rusty Bussum, no. Avina Donaldson, I would look to bring her in, but she's too slow for left field. And then we have Farmhand, of course. All right. Donko, Evan Chukov, Elijah Gobelson, who we already looked at. Jeb Jump says Whiffer wouldn't be too bad at second base. All right, I'm getting a little bit distracted here, but just kind of peeking through some of these options. And I'll plan some ahead before we get into the next video. I'll look at some of these options to see what we might consider to bring in. So curious to know what your thoughts are on this team, what you think we can do to improve. Really in the starting rotation, I want to know what your thoughts are, because we have Jem Quilita, we have Warren Yount, but then you saw the options that are available with Rotonda Black and Severus Pena. Really, really interesting options with the tier 3 K collector there. So if you're enjoying the content, please like the video down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you could give me a leaf emoji down below in the comments section. It's a shame we couldn't make it to the playoffs. We'd missed by just a half a game, really. I don't think we really had the team this year, though, unfortunately. So what can we do? We'll look around at our options. Next video will be the off season. I don't know if we'll do it together. Yeah, we'll do it together. But I'll look and do a little bit of prep work before we get into the video. So thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to see you all in the next one. We'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.